freshly out of the shower and a very quick shave. Before we started playing anything, I did just want to talk about the weekend. It was Free Comic Book Weekend. I literally did not know until the day of, right? I was scrolling a little bit on Instagram after I got off work this is Saturday morning, scrolling through, and it's Free Comic Book Day. And I was like, wow, I haven't been to a comic book store in years because my comic book store that I went to as a kid, Battlezone Comics, went out of business, right? Comic book stores, just as far as I know, they aren't getting the support that they used to. So after Battlezone shut down, I went to a few different other stores at that time. None of them clicked. You know what I mean? I loved the owner of Battlezone. I loved the location. I loved the look. They had like all these tables where you could play Dungeons and Dragons and all that cool stuff. So once that was gone, I didn't like any other comic store. Every other comic store was so crowded, and just I didn't like the vibe of any of them. It happens, it's whatever. I still love comics. I just kind of fell off when it came to physical issues. I just recently, maybe like since December, because Marvel Rivals was doing their thing. In December, I finally got a Marvel Unlimited subscription. I've been diving, just drowning in comics. It's awesome. But yeah, back to this weekend on Saturday, I found out it was Free Comic Book Day, and that really like sent me back because Free Comic Book Day used to be a crazy holiday for me. And that reminds me, Halloween Fest was a huge holiday for me as well, and I wanted to pull up some pictures. Halloween Fest, because the whole thing is that you'd come in your costume and you'd go to
what in it?
Come in your costume. You'd be in your costume and you'd go visit a bunch of comic book stores and do costume contests and that kind of stuff. And I wanted to show a picture of me and my buddy Esrix, if you guys remember him from the For Honor videos. We did that for 1 year, and I think it was 2018. It must have been 2018 because I went as Aquaman. Let's see if I can find the picture. It's somewhere in my archives on Instagram.
6.5 hours later.
Damn, I don't know where it is. Okay, well this is gonna be recording for my YouTube video, so it'll I'm sure I can find it there, and I'll show the picture on the YouTube video. So if you guys don't know, the same username as my Twitch is the same username as my YouTube. But I had like a DIY, not a DUI. I had a DIY Aquaman costume because Aquaman was really popping off that year. He made like $1 billion movie, which was shocking because no one liked Aquaman. Everyone was calling him boring. And that was for Halloween Comic Fest, and we went around, and that was like a little fun memory. So that kind of just completely got rid of that topic. I guess we'll get back into that later. Free Comic Book Day, before I keep forgetting. This one was special because not only was it the first time that I went to a comic book store in years, but later that day on Saturday, I was going to go to lunch with my friends. So I was like, "Oh guys, if you guys want to come with me, I'm going to go to it's Free Comic Book Day, so I'm gonna go to at least one shop. Might go to a few different ones if you guys would like to come." The only reason I decided to go out is because there was a new comic book store in Vegas that's only been open for like 2 months now. I think it opened in March. It's called Gorilla Todd Comics, and I was like, let's go check out this new comic book store, because every other one that I went to, I didn't like. I don't know. Just something about them I just don't like. So everyone literally, like all my buddies in the group chat were like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. And we went to a comic book store, and it was awesome. It was super crowded, so I'm kind of sad that was their first experience in a comic book store, but I loved it. It was just so cool being in a comic book store again. You know what I mean? I remember telling my buddy, I was like, I feel like I'm a kid again. Like, just going through all these comics and like, oh, this is so cool. So yeah, I just want to go over the comics that I picked up. Most of them are because, it's Free Comic Book Day. Most of them are the free ones, but I did buy one because just, the feeling of buying a new comic. So 2025, there was a lot more that I didn't grab. I only grabbed the ones that I thought I'd have interest in, and I didn't read any of these yet. But first off, we got the Fantastic Four. Let's see what we got here. This is going to be weird to angle. The Fantastic Four, Planet of the Apes, which I've never seen a Planet of the Apes comic before, so that was a really cool surprise seeing that. A Superman Unlimited comic, and I think this is just a reprint, but regardless, it's still super cool. And then 2 Star Wars issues. There we go. This one is badass. I don't know. I love Qui-Gon and Luke. Those are two of my favorite characters. But yeah, there was Godzilla, there was Batman, there was Transformers, there was Spider-Man, there was all these different issues. But I don't know what it was. There was just something about, like, I felt greedy if I just grabbed every single one, even though that's the point. I still felt a little bit greedy. It was a real shocker that I saw Star Wars and Planet of the Apes comics, because I don't know, I've always been a Marvel guy, and I got a little bit into DC, but that's pretty much it. Now, the other comic, the one that I bought, is just a random issue of the Incredible Hulk where he faces off against the leader. Let's see if we can get rid of that reflection. There we go. So yeah, that looks badass. I kind of just bought this one just because I bought a 10-pack of frames for comics, and I bought them so I can frame some of my most prized possession comics, the ones that give me lots of memories, so I can go down like a little nostalgia road. One of them that are in the case, you guys look behind Deadpool and Wolverine right there. There's 3 issues of Avengers vs. X-Men, and there's that first one right there. That's issue 1. That one's in one of the cases. The reason why I put that one in a case is because, in a weird way, if it weren't for Avengers vs. X-Men, or I'm not sure if I'd be like super into comics as much as I was, because I love the Marvel movies, I love the Marvel shows, I love the Marvel video games, but I didn't have a comic book store to go to as a kid. So I remember on my PC as a kid, I would just be Googling random Marvel stuff. And at the time, the most popular, like the hottest title out there was Avengers vs. X-Men. And it was a huge debate. Who would win, Avengers vs. X-Men? I couldn't read the issues because I didn't have any money. I didn't have any comic book stores. So I just stare at the cover of each issue online. I'd be like, this is so cool. I remember just growing up, I always told myself, like, I'm going to buy that whole series one day. And I never did. But my dad got me the entire series for Christmas one year. And that was the coolest thing in the world. And he tells me a story that he bought the whole series. It gets delivered, and someone stole the package. Right? That bitch. So my dad actually bought 2 entire series of Avengers vs. X-Men just for me, so he can get me that for Christmas. Which, that's amazing. I can't tell you how much that fucking means to me. That is super, super cool. And thank you to my dad for that. So that is why that's in that case, because huge nostalgia thing. I remember I will always remember myself being on the PC just staring at the comic issues. And then a huge thank you to my dad for doing that for me. Like, I didn't even tell him that, like, oh, I want Avengers vs. X-Men. He just remembers me like wanting that, and he just got it for me very recently. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. I think I have 8 of these little plaques. One of them went to Avengers vs. X-Men. I'm going to show you the rest of them. I already have I have 3 more with me right now. 3 of them that already have comics in them, and then I have 3 unused ones that I'm going to go over which comics I'm going to put in next. So this next one, this is Thanos Legacy Cosmic Ghost Rider Versus. This is a standalone issue. This was basically just the conclusion to Thanos Legacy, which in 2018 was a super hot title. Thanos Legacy was King Thanos. It was where Thanos beat all the Avengers and he enslaves Hulk and he makes him eat Captain America. Thanos he's kind of taken on the mantle of Silver Surfer, not in the Galactus cosmic power kind of way, but King Thanos just goes over the universe lonely. He beat everyone. He's killed everyone. And Cosmic Ghost Rider in that series really, really took my attention because it was I just loved the thought of Frank Castle becoming the Spirit of Vengeance. You know what I mean? The reason why this means so much to me is because of how much hype there was behind it. You know what I mean? I remember when they were releasing this issue, I was like, holy shit, I need to hit a comic store right now. I need this issue. And my mom took me like the day that it released when I got off school. She took me, and yeah, best $4.99 or $4.99 I've ever spent. These next 2, I'm going to show them at the same time. These are less of comic issues, I guess you could say, and more just good memories with my mom, right? And some of you guys might remember this. I'm sure a lot of you will not, though. Let's see. Look at that. This is Marvel Universe Live. This was a limited time live events that Marvel hosted. And I live in Las Vegas, so I'm very thankful that the city that I live in, most attractions are going to have spend a few minutes at our arenas. Thankfully, Marvel Universe Live came to Vegas, came twice. This first one, this was the first time they came. I couldn't tell you what year this was, maybe 2016, 2017, and we didn't have any money, so we couldn't buy tickets. And it was just like devastating for all of us because like me and my mom really wanted to go, and we were just like, oh, we can't, we don't got the money. Hopefully next time. Turns out that my mom finds out there's a radio station that is hosting a sweepstakes for free tickets to Marvel Universe Live. My mom, when she goes to work, she tells all of her friends, and they all start calling the radio station, and they won the tickets. So we got to go into Marvel Universe Live for free, and that was a crazy experience. I didn't know that they had like this was at one of the concession stands, just a prelude issue, so you can know what's going on before the show starts, and that was a very cool show. I almost dropped that. But yeah, that was a very, very cool show. And same thing here, except this is when I was a little bit older. I went just because I loved it the first time, and I just don't outgrow a lot of my hobbies. So why would I not go to the second one? I don't remember when this one happened. I'm sure it happened in like 2019 or something. I remember this happened when I was a little bit older. But yeah, both of those are super cool. Went to both of those with my mom. Both of them were amazing experiences. And yeah, this last one that I already have framed, I'm going to show you guys. And I'm not sure if like anyone else even has this, because I'm the only person I've seen with like a physical issue of this. And here it is. This is another standalone issue. This is a, what do you even call this? This was the reward for seeing the release of Venom on the first day at AMC. At the bottom, you can see where it says AMC right there. This is an AMC exclusive standalone issue of Venom. There's no story in this issue. It's literally just an illustration of some scenes in the movie. And this is so fucking cool. Like, I don't know. There's something that's so super special about this. It looks cool. I love the art style, and I love the movie. Another 2018 thing that happened. The story behind this issue, AMC, we see it on the first day, and it wasn't late at all, but like these issues sold out apparently super, super quickly. Like apparently everyone went for the first issue, or for the pre-order issue, or whatever you call this. So it turns out that when we get there, they're all sold out. There's no more issues of this, right? Like they didn't have this anymore. And we were like, what? Like, we were here, like, we were there at like 2 p.m. So there's like no way that you guys are sold out already. You guys are a movie theater. Like, you guys should have stock on everything. But they were out. And one of the workers who told us that it was out, I'm not sure why he did this. But when he told us, like, oh, yeah, like, sorry, we ran out. I don't think we have any more. And we were kind of like, oh, that sucks. He leaves and he comes back later. And he's like, oh, we have just one more. And I remember before he came back with the issue, I was kind of staring at him, and I was like, I was in 7th, 8th grade at this time. I was staring at him, and he went under the bar and he grabbed something, and then he came back with this issue. That worker stocked this issue, assumably for himself, and he gave it to me. Like, I don't know why he did that, because he's a better man than I am. I'm a huge nerd. If I worked at a movie theater and I got one of my hands on one of these and I hit it, I would not give it to anyone. But that dude just very selflessly, for whatever reason, he decided, fuck it, I'm going to give it to this kid. So, AMC worker, thank you. I love you. This holds a special place in my heart. I will find you one day and I will shake your hand. Outside of that, I do want to go over a few things of some comics that mean a lot to me. Those were the ones that were in the plaques. Now I'm just kind of go over ones that I think are pretty much just free comic book day. Let's save some of these for later. All right. So 2 of these are from free comic book day, or maybe I have more. Oh, I have a lot of comics. I didn't know how many I brought. God damn, I brought a lot. What is this? I didn't know I brought this many comics. Apparently I was planning on yapping a lot more than I'm supposed to. All right. So This one time I went to Halloween Comic Fest with Esrix. This is the same day that I dressed up as Aquaman, and Esrix dressed up as, I think he just dressed up as a an Anglo-Saxon warrior. So these were the two issues that we were most excited about. We were most excited about Thor and Hellboy. This was, I assume, 2017, 2018, maybe 2019. But these issues, let me see if I can not get a reflection in the light. Look at that. Beautiful issues. You know what I mean? Absolutely beautiful. These both meant a lot to us. And I remember it was just super fun day, just dressing up. And then we went around all around town. We went to malls. We went to comic stores. We went literally all around town, just grabbing comics and having fun. And that was one of my favorite memories of me and Esrix hanging out. And yeah, both very good issues. Outside of that, I'm thinking about framing one of these ones, right? I think I'm gonna frame this Thor one just because the art looks so cool, but maybe the Hellboy. I'm not sure because we both do love Hellboy, but I do. I'm a Marvel nerd. I love Marvel above everything else. Outside of that, yeah, so I have 3 Shaboing Boings right here, free to use. And I'm deciding which, I'm definitely going to buy more later on. But I want to decide which ones on stream I want to put in. All right, here's an honorable mention, right? Because this is the first miniseries that I've collected. This is Quicksilver No Surrender. These meant a lot to me. I was thinking about doing issue 3 just because this cover is so cool. Weird story is that in 7th grade, in 8th grade, we were supposed to like present ourselves as like icebreakers, and the next day we were told to bring in an item that means a lot to us. And I brought in issue 1 of Quicksilver No Surrender because at the time Quicksilver was like a super hot title, a super hot superhero because of the X-Men Days of Future Past and all those movies. And I brought in this comic, and yeah, I remember just being in school, I was known as the nerdy kid, and I was not being the allegations of bringing that shit in. So the 3 that I'm going to hold, or 3 that I'm going to hang up, this first one is actually the first issue I ever bought in my entire life. The Uncanny Avengers issue 5. The only reason I did is because this was the only Gambit issue that was in stock. I remember going up to the owner and I asked, like, hey, do you guys have any Gambit issues? And he was like, no, I don't think so, man. Because I was actually looking for a Gambit solo series. And they didn't have anything. I remember at the time, he told me that they were releasing a new series of Deadpool versus Gambit. But it wasn't out yet, so I couldn't buy that. And I was just looking around, and this was the first Gambit issue that I found. This makes me look like a gooner, considering that this is the first issue that I bought. But I don't give a shit. Gambit's my goat. So I bought the first issue that I saw that involved him. So I will be framing this. And then the last issue that I'm going to be framing on stream today is, I'm going to show you the whole series. But it's Gambit's first ever solo series in 1997, I believe. I don't see the year. I assume it's 1997 though. I'm pretty sure I remember that correctly. This is actually another series that my dad got me for Christmas because he knows how much I love Gambit, and I actually just even think about buying it online, about getting the series by itself. So just 1 year for Christmas, same thing as Avengers vs. X-Men. He was like, hey Caden, I know you love this, and yeah, goated dad. Sorry that you guys think that you guys have the best dad, but you fucking don't. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed like the little yap session of me going down my little nostalgia talk. Usually when I do yap sessions, I mainly just did this for a YouTube video, and I knew that I was going to stream today anyway, so I was like, yeah, I might as well just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Usually when I do yap sessions, obviously I don't live stream it, and whenever I need to stop and think, I'll literally just stop and think because I can just cut out in the video later on. Because I'm live streaming, I feel like I was able to yap a lot better. I feel like I'm able to do stuff a lot better on the spot. You know what I mean? I didn't stutter as much as I normally do. I didn't pause as much as I normally do. And I feel like I went over everything pretty well. But I won't really know that until I go back and I check the recording. And the one that I'm going to frame right now, I think it's going to be this one. Just because of how pretty this is, dude. This is like a trading card that Topps used to release on Marvel. That is beautiful. All right, ready for this ASMR? That's not picking up at all. That shit look goofy. That look fine? Yeah, I think we did okay. All right, well, there's that. Go ahead and put those down for the moment. Worry about these other two later. I'll show you guys probably in the YouTube video. I'll probably just take pictures for you guys so you can see it. And for those of you who are watching the YouTube video, if you'd like to watch more Yap sessions and gaming live, I will be streaming live on Twitch, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time from Tuesday through Friday. I hope to see you guys there. And we're about to play Iron Lung.